present on my channel, regardless of the amount of subscribers, whatever. And yet again, I'm hopping on. You have everything that you need. And I feel like there's this energy of you have a plan, whether it's to take care of something, to take care of yourself, to take care of a dream. You have the ability to hold yourself at this time because you are now realizing that the world is not in opposition of you. The universe doesn't work that way. Now, when you feel that it is, that's when things start going wrong. Cars start breaking down, jobs get lost, housing gets lost, relationships fail. Nobody can hold you better than you can hold yourself. Because truly, as you get older, you realize that time is on your side. And sometimes it's necessary for us to feel certain pressures, external pressures. Okay. And friendships and timely circumstances for you to be able to reestablish yourself as who you are and who you have always been. Because as I've spoken many, many times on this channel, we are told what we are quite frequently from the time of childhood. And that is totally not the case. Because sometimes we are told what we are so somebody else can write a story for us. Not necessarily for us, for themselves and what they have failed in the past, whether this be parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, older friends. And as we truly know it, yes, we can quite tangibly touch things, touch our face, touch our steering wheel, touch whatever, touch the grass. And sometimes that does help us ground ourselves to reality, and the reality that we are making, or the reality that we are furthermore experiencing. But in all reality, in all actuality, we are energy. And energy is fluid, and it is okay to change. It is okay to jump in the currents. It is okay to have faith. And it is almost as if the culture, the social construct, has fallen apart a while ago. And the social construct has been teaching everything that is undervaluing who we are as a human species. There's something beautiful about being human, about being a dog, about being a cat, about being whatever. You have two wings, you have two paws, you have two hands. We're multifaceted. Not to get too far off the topic, but we are all of those things in different timelines. And we have specifically chosen to be where we are at now in this life. And I know some people may call that arrogant. Call it as you wish. I do not. It is not my determination to sway anybody on their beliefs on how things are. But I'm pretty sure we can all agree, like I say, take it or leave it, that we are forever changing. And there are certain principles or morals or moralistic codes that have been embedded into us that do change as we get older. There are certain things that you may not have agreed with when you were younger as compared to how you feel now about certain things. And sometimes people are scared to feel certain things or be opinionated about certain things because of how it is threaded or not threaded into the social construct. First and foremost, it is true, we need to be loving ourselves, as always. And in order to love yourself, a big part of that is to understand that the universe is not against you. It is working with you. It is working by your side. It is working through you. You can write your own story, truly, with even the minimalistic decisions you make. Not going to go there because not everybody would understand my dark sense of humor. But we are here now with two hands, which is just as good as writing a book that is in the hands of a very avid reader. And that avid reader is our body, is our soul. The writer is our body or our soul. And these things are all different, but they are the same. There are new flights. There are new voyages, horizons that are here if only you step on the ship. And yes, you can decide to be patient and firm in certain boundaries that you may or may not have been working on. But at the end of the day, we all truly are energy. And we all are truly needing to experience the human reality full throttled. And when we decide to live via social construct, that is when it's all causing a big dishevelment amongst ourselves, amongst the natural Fibonacci spiral, against the astral motion that is being caused by the hands of us. And this can simply be with a second-handed decision that truly we aren't doing for ourselves. And the second we feel fear, that decision is not ours. There's a big difference between intuitive thinking, thought processes, transitions, and the construct of fear. Because there isn't really a construct of fear. There is societally and via the human integrative verbal mental technology. But we are truly the soul that drives the car, meaning not the quite literal car, but the body. And when we allow our minds to disable our own willpower and our own focus and our own connectivity, that's the thing, is I definitely had a thought today. I tell everybody does have the quote-unquote psychic ability. And I actually have been becoming more and more, is the word partial? To people who think that they don't have these things already. We all have the answers via what our bodies tell us, what we feel about certain things, but first it is about disembodying the societal construct, the parental control lock that has been passed down. Because fear is not truly actually ours. Fear, yes, there was a construct to create fear, but fear only causes disillusionment. It only causes a disheartening of the self. So the true question is, are you comfortable enough in yourself and your power to get rid of the embodiment of fear that is not ours? This can be passed down from teachers, from your teacher's teachers, whether these teachers be your parents or your physical teachers or an older sibling or an older friend or somebody you used to look up to or somebody you still look up to. And the thing is you are who you are. And nobody can tell you any differently. And yes, we are quite... Time does move slow, but it does not in the same sense. Time doesn't really make sense. But as quote-unquote time goes on, we become who we are, or we decide to completely abandon that ship and decide to take on an embodiment of somebody else. The true words of wisdom do exist within you if you will allow yourself to actually fucking speak them. And understand that, as I said before, we are taught what to say, when to say it, how to say it. And the beautiful part of the human experience is to be able to implement boundaries, to be able to constantly change your style or your way of thinking. But if you find yourself to always be stubborn and stuck on one fucking thing, you are not living. Because life is here to literally, physically, tangibly, auditorially, I don't know what the word would be, visually experience. You can taste, you can smell, you can touch, you can hear. Maybe not all of us, okay? And the ones of us that can't do all of those things, our other senses always will hold us and make up for those other senses that we were quote-unquote missing out on. The truest thing in this life is to be able to hear your own voice at the end of the day. So if something doesn't agree with you, you do not have to be a part of it. And I don't know why I feel the need to say that so strongly, but it is the case. You are driving the car. There is a soul driving the car. Okay? And how we nurture the soul is how we treat our bodies, what we let into our environment, music, books, writings, even what I'm saying to you. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate, and you could have clicked off the first minute I started. But I believe that the true disease and this is for one of the timeline constructs that we have built. I do believe that there is a disease in one of these timelines, and that disease is to banish the ego. Or more, if we broaden that spectrum, what do we determine as the ego? It is great to feel good about yourself. When you feel great about yourself, you feel great about what you let into your life. And I don't mean the fake, I feel good about myself. Oh, look, I'm talking about when you genuinely feel good about yourself, confident in your decisions, confident and strong in your legs and where you stand. Nobody can knock you from that. There is no such thing as, in one of these timelines, in other timelines, obviously there are, obviously there's always opposition to something that is happening in another timeline. But that's not the timeline I choose to be in. The timeline I personally choose to be in is one where I can see the clouds so clearly I feel like I could literally reach out and touch them. A timeline where I can smell the cow shit and feel like I'm home. The timeline where I can touch the grass and literally can feel each personality of each blade of grass that I'm touching. And that very timeline is the timeline where I choose to feel good about myself. When you have people... There's this book I absolutely love, and I can only take parts of it at a time because it really does jumble up thoughts, and you go, oh wow, that's really how that works. It does say in this book, I think it's by like Don Juan or something, it's Journey to Ixtland. Highly, 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 highly recommend. Like I said, I have not finished it. It's one of those books that's so good that I actually choose to go and live it as I'm reading it. And I take very, very long breaks in between. I found it when I was lost in LA. It does say in that book, sometimes there is such a thing called too much personal history. And what too much personal history looks like is when you have everybody from your past telling you who you were when that's not who you are anymore. We are the one constant thing in this life is change. lifetime where we've decided that light bends into colors and things take physical form, and we can see different things, we can go different places, even though there is truly no such thing as time or distance. We're always in the same little TV screen. I decide to be in control of my own remote of what I'm experiencing. And does this mean that I say no to people who need help when they need it? Definitely the fuck not. If I can assist, I will assist in any fucking way I possibly can. If I have a lot of money, I can help somebody financially. If I have a lot of energy, I can help somebody with energy work. If I have a lot of food, I can donate food. So, truly, in all actuality, there is no such thing as feeling too good about yourself, because as long as you are also putting out into the world what you are putting in, you are not egotistical. That is how I feel, and I feel that very strongly. Don't second guess yourself. The world is here to hold you. We, after all, as I've told my ex many, many times in many of her different problem areas or whatever, I have told her, and anything I tell to anybody else is exactly what I need to hear. So me making this video isn't me telling you I have it all figured out. It's me telling you from a confident voice within me what I confidently feel you may need to know as a viewer, or what I need to hear right now at the point as I'm speaking to my physical molecules and cells and DNA in my body, of healing, of confidence, of love, of power. The word power has developed wildly and not developed. What's the word? Descended, not transcended. What it actually is. But as I was saying, we are quite literally floating in a fucking globe in the middle of the galaxy. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, how much more proof do you need that it's time to reconnect to the earth? And yes, the earth can shake, it can quake, it can storm, it can have fires. She is just as worthy, as deserving to feel her feelings as we are to have ours. And that is why I say, doesn't matter if it's a butterfly, a spider, an ant, a fucking mosquito. Maybe not mosquitoes, I kill mosquitoes to be honest. But, you know, everything deserves to live and have an experience. And it doesn't take much to be fucking compassionate. If somebody's broken down on the side of the road and you have time before you go to work, pull over, go for it. If you don't have time before you go to work and you have just enough time to make a phone call, pull over, check to make sure they're okay. If they're okay enough and you need to make a call, make a call. If you got AAA, call AAA. I don't care. Do your thing. Whatever it is that you feel called to do, you do it. Because, like, I don't know what you guys can see right now, but those trees out there, not those ones, these ones, and that water, there is so many hues and highlights and violets, and it's all connected. And the second we start feeling like we gotta look at our fucking cell phones all the time, and like, yes, I do believe there is some beneficial parts to phones, because it's teaching people how to be a little bit more telepathic, almost, in a sense, because you can feel energies, you can read them even sometimes through a phone. But it's also taking away the construct of what it's like to be part of a body of humans, what it's like to be part of a fucking community. And this is maybe just for myself, I don't know, you take it or you leave it, but I'm beginning to realize for myself at this specific point in my journey, as I say, I don't fucking go through and delete anything that I've said in the past unless it was absolutely totally damaging to somebody's ear holes or their spirit or their soul, which I don't post those. I can only be certain of the moment. And being certain of the moment, all while understanding there is a sense of uncertainty, when you can be certain about the uncertainties in life and know that you are safe and that you are held, and no matter what happens, it's happening for your highest good, guess what? That shit's soul food. That shit is soul food. People in the spiritual community now, they talk about their fucking shadow self and shit. Don't even use the words shadow self. It's all part of the self. Yes, there are certain things that have been taught to us that may not ultimately be part of our truth, but if you're living it at the point, that might be just a truth that's slightly skewing until you can change it back into your own truth. There's no such thing as fucking shadow side. Sorry to break it to you. There's just not. It's all the same thing. Light, dark, whatever the fuck. You start thinking that the shadow is separate than the light. At the end of the day, both want fucking love. A kid who's been through a lot of shit wants a lot of love. A kid who hasn't been through a lot of shit wants a lot of love. Maybe there's a certain side that needs a little bit more, but at the end of the day, all it is really is love. Acceptance. And that is the biggest fucking thing I'm gonna effing say right now. Acceptance is the first key to love. If you can accept that that person isn't for you, fine. If you can accept that relationship may be happening in another timeline and it's not going to happen again in this timeline or in this lifetime or timeline, then accept it. And just chalk it up at the end of the day to it's still love, okay? Like, when we start segregating and doing this fucking racist bullshit and the things that are happening with the COVID-19, okay? None of us are separate. When you think we're separate, you are the egotistical bastard. I'm just saying. I don't need that energy here. And if that just woke you up, okay, then welcome back. Hello, here you are on my voyage. At the end of the day, go for what you want. Well, that's good for you. That's not going to hurt somebody else. Not that I feel like I even really have to, but at the end of the day, I'm beginning to realize something another one of my exes has told me before is she's just there for the fucking experience, to experience people. And I'm beginning to understand why that is, because when you're pinned down by too many people that have known you for periods of time that don't understand the motion of change and what the motion of life actually is always constant change, including the self, including self-improvement, including self-healing, whatever that looks like, whether it's solitary, not solitary, whatever, whether it's bubble baths and chocolates or it's make sure you eat your veggies and get out of bed at a decent time and go to work and whatever it is. Until we can accept people for every point that they're at, it does not mean that we need to accept that treatment. You can accept somebody and let them exit your life so they can finish their own sense of, they can start their own sense of healing. And sometimes we're just here for a season to teach people certain things. Does it mean, if I'm broken about somebody that feels any less? No. Does it make that way for you? No, not really. But at the end of the day, when we can chalk it up to it's love and that we understand that people sometimes grow apart or we're on separate journeys or whatever, that's fine. But we're all in the same whole, actually part of the same journey, which is all experiencing life as ourselves. If you start feeling that you're casting more judgments upon people rather than you are giving them hugs and kisses and love, gotta go. If you're furrowing your brow over an individual more than you are smiling about them, and it's happening, that was another thing I read the other day. Patterns versus potential. Are you looking at potential or are you looking at patterns? It's really funny because I don't really consider myself any religion. I consider myself accumulations of certain religions and then just my own spirituality. I don't even like using the word religion. There's certain spiritualities that I get down with. The spiritualistic natures of certain religions are some of the things that I take for my own because it resonates with me. Do they change often? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it really messes my day up. And I'm like, oh man, I used to be all about love and light. Oh no, I'm all about, the dark as well. And then I'm like, oh no, neither exists. It all just is. Because let's just say you're stuck at that stoplight for 10 extra minutes. Let's say you're dumb enough to sit there for the 10 minutes, but you're sitting at a stoplight for 10 minutes. That could have literally saved you from getting hit by a tractor trailer. That could have saved you from hitting a deer and messing up the deer's day. Do you look at it that way? No. It's just considered an inconvenience because there's this quote-unquote societal curse of the construct of quote-unquote time or space or distance that really has us messed up into thinking that everything has to be efficient for humans. That is not the case. Do you not see this beautiful fucking farmland right now? Every little pixel is so clear you could reach out and touch it. You might be at 25 minutes into this thing and you're like, girl, this person's crazy, but you're still listening. Am I right? All right. I'm right. You're still listening. Whether you're saying you disagree or not, you're still listening. So there might be some things, there might not be some things. Like I said, I'm not trying to persuade anybody of anything, but what I am trying to persuade you of is that we all are beautiful. We all are strong. We all are fucking capable. Beyond capable. You got 2 hands, you got 2 feet. Like I said, not all of us. But you know, we create things, we walk places, we feel things, we touch things, we feel things on a deep level, we receive and perceive things. We have the ability to determine our own opinions on things. But as I say, if you are miserable somewhere, guess what? Start accepting where you're at and accepting the beauty of those small things and go, okay, this is beautiful, but I'm ready for more beauty. Accept the beauty that you are experiencing now so then you can let in, oh, there's a naked lady mannequin. Oh, girl. So you can accept in more. Sometimes we think we know people when we don't. And when you, like I said, if you start casting more judgments upon somebody than you are of appreciation or just a, you know, what? And it is okay. If you don't have space to hold somebody right now, that is okay. Do what you can, and if you can't do anything, then fine. Pour into yourself. Not a problem. For everybody to think that they know all these keys and secrets and shit, there's no keys or secrets. It's all right here. Maybe I'm speaking from an alienistic fucking bullshit viewpoint. Not literal, you know whatever. I'm on a roll. But it's a human experience. Am I wrong? It's right here. It's literally right here. If you're eating nachos right now, you eat some extra guacamole, it's right there. You listening to my fat fucking voice go off, it's right here. You turn in your steering wheel, it's right here. You got your foot on gas, it's right here. You put it on the brake, that's right here. Cool. I think humans really, truly make things more difficult than they need to be. The true act of ego is separation. And when people talk like I am now, people go, oh, wow, that person's full of themselves. Bitch, I'm happy right now. And I'm also telling you, help your neighbor if you can. If you got extra, give a little, no matter what that extra is. You need to take a rest, take a rest. You need to eat better, eat better. You need to drink some water, drink some water. I'm not telling nobody to sit there and say they're holier than thou, because that's a problem. Holy is holy. However you want to view that. This existence, this... Even if you're having an existential crisis right now, sometimes we need to feel a little bit of uncomfortability for us to be pushed into other ways of thinking, of feeling, for other opportunities to open up. You lose your job, guess what? You got another job lined up if you just look. The reason our pain body is so high in this nation and in other nations is to think that you're not capable, to think that other people can control your shit. Get off your ass. Whatever that may look like. Getting off your ass could literally be you sitting on your couch and getting real with yourself and writing a little journal entry. Getting off your ass could be writing that book you want to write. Getting off your ass could look like you shooting a video and literally being like, I don't give a shit what other people think of me. Because nobody knows what's going on in my brain 24/7. Nobody knows how I feel about certain situations. sometimes situations can hurt me so bad, deeply, to the point where I go, okay, I do love this person, I can give a little, but it hurts me so deeply, I cannot be too attached to this situation. And that is okay. Give what you can. The first thing is about honoring yourself. They talk about honoring the parents, the father and the mother. Guess what? As you get older, you learn to father and mother yourself. And that's a very big thing that they speak about in the Christian Bible. Specifically, I will refer other texts here and there, but that's where I'm at right now. Honor yourself, first and foremost. Because if a child isn't being honored as well, that is also a problem. You are learning to parent yourself, and that's okay. Because even the best parents out there haven't taught you everything. They haven't taught you maybe emotional reaction. They haven't taught you boundaries. They haven't taught you how to budget. They haven't. At the end of the day, it's your reality. Yes, we have 80 years. You can look at that quick, but you can also look at every moment like it's fucking full. You can make your 80 years, 90 years, your 83 years, your 74 years, your 54 years. You can make that shit literally last an eternity. Are you kidding me? When every moment feels full because you are living the life you wish to live? Yes, of course, there's the occasional reminder that we are human. Why are you stopping there, lady? Your life will be full. When you feel that your life is full at the point it is. There's so much talk about the misery oh, Jody over here says she's miserable. And she says this, and that, and this person's doing that wrong, and that person's this. Fucking stay in your own lane. What? There's a God in all of us. There's a goddess in all of us. And until we learn how to respect that and to demolish old societal ways of constructs meaning boxes. Until you demolish that shit and hear yourself, what are you hearing? What are you receiving? What are you allowing in? Who are you allowing in? Talk about pollution and all that stuff. Guess what? We're in global warming now, bitch. Sometimes these viruses, we can't see them, but they're there. It can come from music. It can come from the colors in your wardrobe. Black, meaning, I will be honest. I used to dress in all black all the time, and I'm not knocking on anybody wearing black. But black is the lowest vibrational color when we look at color therapy and what emotions are felt with certain colors. I mean, granted, I do feel damn sexy when I'm wearing all black, but I don't wear it often. There's certain things that can literally fractals of pixels can literally change your whole fucking world. Whether it's color, whether it's a drug, whether it's an energy towards another person that you can't stand, but you literally will not implement the boundary and say, hey, I think we grew apart. Or, hey, this thing bothered me and can we work on this? Or, that really upset me what you did. Stop filling in your lines with bullshit. Stop it. Immediately. There's a daddy voice. But not really. You would know. You would know if I was using the daddy voice. I'll just say it, ho. That is the thing that will deliver you. That is the thing that will make you feel free again. Girl. You hearing me? Yeah, you. Boy, girl. They, whatever. You hearing me? I'm hearing me. When I make videos that are like, ah! And any of even my tarot videos or whatever, I don't even do them that often because I can literally just spit it off the bat just like this. And you know what? Sometimes tarot will slow me down. this is a message that needed to come out, even though it's 35 minutes of me screaming. You want to make it a fucking podcast? Should make a podcast. Why not? You don't like it, you don't like it. You like it, you like it. I like it. She can know you love it. Me. But really, what you mean, ho? What you mean, ho? Yes, we are meant to go through some poopy poop stuff sometimes, and that reminds us that we can feel all of the feelings. And that also makes our happier moments more happy, and for us to actually because if things were happy-go-lucky all the time, girl, we wouldn't be experiencing things fully in our happy moments. We wouldn't experience smiles or laughter or the giddy feeling you get or the little tingles you get all over your body when you're like, oh, I like this energy. So feel how you gotta feel, move through it. Don't get stuck on feelings, don't get stuck on people, don't get stuck on places. Because you got 2 feet, you got 2 hands, you got 2 eyes, you got a mouth to fucking speak. Help! Speak it. Because y'all ain't speaking lately. And that is a problem. That is a problem. How can you expect people to understand your boundaries if you're not speaking them? You're dancing around them. If you're dancing around making a boundary, damn right you're going to have people dancing around the boundaries you're trying to make. Wrong! That ain't no boundary. That's like a fence with no panels on it. Are you kidding me? What's that going to do? First, you got to understand your garden. Then you got to water it. And you got to weed it. And you got to pay attention. You got to plant your seeds first. You got to till the land and say, this land is... I make it into new land. Then you make the little rows and you make the boundaries for yourself of what you want for yourself. You make the vision and you go, oh, I need these rows this far apart because these are the plants I'm planting the seed. I need space for these seeds. Then you got an incubation period. Then you got weeds that you've got to I can never say that word. Differentiate between the harvest, what will be the harvest, and what is the weeds. Especially when you're planting corn because that looks like grass. I'm just telling you, girl. Farming 101. That's if you don't use all those nasty pesticides and herbicides that everybody keeps dumping into our earth like it's going nowhere. Okay, ho. You lying. That going in our water. That going in your child's water. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Okay, I'm screaming like an idiot right now. I'm pulling up and nobody's gonna... Anyways, whatever. That's me right now. I'm on a wave. First, you gotta determine what your garden is and that it's worth putting your fence up. What kind of fence are you gonna build around it? You have a beautiful garden. Why would you have a fence with no panels? Why would you just have a couple ropes over your fence? And don't forget to put a door on your fence because there are things that we want to let in. Sometimes there's even things that aren't. There's bugs that, people might be scared of and they're necessary for eating other bugs or eating weeds or whatever. But I'm going to leave it at that because that's how I feel. And that's what I do know to be true for this moment in time at 4:55 on September 7, 2021. All right. Bye, ho.